Managed to find a quiet spot here at the Sydney Airport, which is pretty amazing in itself. Just finished a 3-day workshop with an executive team down here, and had an awesome time doing evidence-based leadership. The key thing here was that we really figured out that we needed to work on our results, and that is putting the emphasis on figuring out what the outcome or the impact we have, rather than working out what all the initiatives are. At least then, if we know what the impact is and we can measure it, which is what we've done over the last 2 days, we can then figure out the best initiatives that are going to have the impact on the result and on the measure itself. So, by the way, if you want to know more about evidence-based leadership, just drop me a message and I can give you a white paper. Or if you want to know more about the workshop, I can send you something on that too. But talk about coincidence. Picked up this book here at the bookshop at the airport, and it's called the Decision Book, 50 Models for Strategic Thinking. Curious thing is that about 4 or 5 pages into it, talks about the SWOT model, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And I didn't know this, but the SWOT model actually was developed by Stanford University in the US, and it was based on research that they produced in the 1960s, where they looked at the Standard & Poor's 500 and looked at the objectives that these companies had and the initiatives they put in place. And what they found was that there was a 35% discrepancy. That is, 35% of what they implemented didn't align with the objective that they actually defined. And what they figured out was not that the people were incompetent, quote unquote, but that the objective was too ambiguous and people didn't really know why they were doing what they were doing. So that's the purpose of evidence-based leadership, is really to set the direction clearly through a set of results that people can engage with and understand what it is we're trying to achieve. Funny thing is, or I'll give you a tip with SWOT, I've used it many times. Most of the times we'll do SWOT analysis and do strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats and put it in a matrix, and there's 4 panels. Doesn't really help for planning much. Helps a lot better when you do your strengths, work out the opportunities from those strengths, and then potentially the threats, which is the flip side of those opportunities. It leans a lot better towards trying to figure out how you can build a plan and some clear objectives around what you're trying to achieve. Likewise with the weaknesses. The weaknesses, you put weaknesses in there, next column, you put the threats that come from those weaknesses, but also the opposite side of those threats is the opportunities that comes from it. So strengths, opportunities and threats, and weaknesses, threats, and then opportunities helps for planning. Anyway, hope this has been of value, and thanks for watching.